Self-love isn't selfish, it's important. It's you standing in your purpose and fulfilling your truth even though it makes others uncomfortable. You are enough. You are worthy. You are powerful. And always remember that. Ready, set, glow. Welcome back to Faces Podcast. I am Lindsay, your host. And I want to welcome my new listeners and welcome back my current listeners. Thank you guys for messing with me and fucking with me. I really appreciate it. And this episode will be about boundaries. But first, I wanted to do a quick mental health check. I would say my mental health is a 7. It's a 7 because I have off this week and I have much needed time to rest, unwind, and just chill out because I feel like I work with children, so it's really, I would say, it's kind of a stressful environment, and I get tired. So I'm also taking this week to prioritize the things I also need to get done, but also not stressing myself out if I can't get them all done within this week. So, yes. And also, the weather plays a huge role for me because, I'm in New York. It's cold in April. Yeah, in April. Just looking for some sun. Okay. So, we're talking about boundaries today. So, I'm going to define it for you guys. So, here it goes. A personal boundaries are the limits and rules we set for ourselves within our relationships. There are 5 types of boundaries, and I'm going to go through each of them for you. The first boundary is a physical boundary. This refers to your personal space, your privacy, and body. Are you one of those people that don't really like to get touched by people? Or you having a conversation and people are too much into your grill or whatever? Stuff like that. Sexual boundaries. These are your expectations concerning intimacy. Sexual comments and touches may be uncomfortable to you. This also could be what you're into in the bedroom. Do you like this? I don't really like that. But communicating to your partner that you don't really like this, and if they don't follow that boundary, you know not to mess with that person anymore. Intellectual boundaries. These boundaries concern your thoughts and beliefs. Intellectual boundaries are not respected when someone dismisses another person's ideas and opinions. We tend to see this one a lot, especially when you have I want to say heated debates with people, or heated debates, but I feel as humans we all have an opinion, and there's no such thing as opinion being wrong, but we have to learn how to okay, I may not agree with this person, but agree to disagree and still have the common ground, which is that respect. Emotional boundaries. This refers to a person's feelings. You may not feel comfortable sharing your feelings about everything with a friend or partner. You prefer to share gradually over time. I could say when it comes to emotional boundaries, I'm like this. I have to really be comfortable with you in order to share something. I'm not just going to be oh, okay, I met you today, and I'm oh, girl, this happened to me when I was 12. No, I'm not like that. And I feel people need to create these spaces for people. Not everybody's an open book. And it's not that we don't want to tell you these things. We have to build that trust and be comfortable with you. It's all love. Lastly, financial boundaries. If you like to save money, not to lend your money to a friend. I feel that's self-explanatory, but it's you lend out money to somebody, and you have a bill due, and this person promises to pay you back, and they don't pay you back. They keep on saying you next week, and they don't. You have to be strict. You have to be stricter. With your boundary when it comes to financial, because you may want to help this person, but you gotta help you first. If you're struggling with boundaries, girl, I got you. I got 6 ways to set and maintain good boundaries. Yeah. So, number one, enjoy self-reflection. Successfully introduce and set boundaries. It's important to understand why they're needed, and it will benefit your emotional well-being. Like, if you're a person who has problems saying no, which I used to before, like, it's okay to say no. No is a complete sentence. Some people may not like it, but those who love you, cherish you, adore you are going to understand that you have a lot going on, and it's not that you don't want to. It's like you don't have the mental capacity for it today. And that's understanding. Number two, start small. Build them up slowly and start with saying no to things you don't have the capacity for. Al just said that. Say no, girl. Say no. It's okay to say no. And if you don't know how to say no, be like, what's the word? I don't have the mental capacity for that today. There's a lot going. You don't even have to tell people there's a lot going on, because people think just because you say no and they want the why. You don't have to explain shit to nobody. Number three, set them early. By setting boundaries and expectations from the beginning, everyone knows where they stand and there is no confusion. That's true. Because I used to be this person that, like, I would have, like, the boundary, like, in my head and stuff like that, but I would never communicate them. I would want people just to read my mind and be like, oh, yeah, this is my boundary. Don't cross it. But I never communicated that. And that was my problem, because I want people to be mind readers. I know it's a toxic trait. I'm working on myself. But when you communicate it at the beginning, there's no confusion. Versus, like, having somebody do something to you and then you getting mad. Like, girl, you did that to yourself. Because accountability. You did it to yourself because you never communicated that. And how was that person to know that that was your boundary in the first place? All right. 4, be consistent. Don't let anything slide. When you let something slide, it leads to confusion and weakens your boundary. Keep things consistent and steady. That is so true. I was one of the person that was on the slip slide for years, girl. Slip slide. 4 fucking years. 4 fucking years. And listen, letting things slide just to keep the peace, it's ghetto. No, we're not doing that no more. It's 2022. We're strengthening our boundaries, our boon diaries. And it's okay. Like, no. If I would just say, when someone does cross a boundary and you communicate it to them, like, oh, I don't like when you do this. You're overstepping on my boundary. And if they don't correct their behavior, that's their problem. And you say bye to that person for not respecting it, because that person don't give a fuck about you or your boundary. Just leave them where they at. Number 5, feel free to add and adjust boundaries, and that's self-explanatory, because, like, there's some days where, like, not even some days, like, like, what's a boundary that I can't really think of one right now off my head, but, like, certain boundaries do, like, for example, a good one is, like, say if you get into a new relationship and one of your boundaries is, before you and your partner are sexually active, you guys both get tested. That should be a boundary that stays in place. Even, like, God forbid, if you and your current partner break up, you get a new partner, or what lifestyle y'all in, I don't know, that's your life. But that's a boundary that will stay. Like, okay, every time I get a new partner or whatever, we're going to get tested before we have sex. And one that you should adjust. I'm working on it. I'll probably bring back that example another time. And number 6, make sure you communicate your boundaries. People aren't mind readers, and it's okay with letting people know you have boundaries. And if they choose to violate them, you tell them you aren't comfortable, and they make you feel I'm gonna read that again. Make sure you communicate your boundaries. People aren't mind readers, and it's okay with letting people know you have boundaries. And if they choose to violate them, you tell them you aren't comfortable, and they make you feel bad for having boundaries. Cut them the fuck off. Yes, cut them the fuck off, sis. Because those who really honor you are going to respect your boundary. It may not be ideal for them, but it's ideal for you. And you have to put you first. I got to put myself first, Lucius. Yes, I do. Thank you. Y'all know this wouldn't be a Slay Sis podcast without my journal prompts. So, I got 4 journal prompts for you guys. I've answered them, so I'm gonna read my reply. And also, if you guys wanna answer them, you could on your free time. And also, too, if you wanna tag me on Slay Sis, that's Slay 3 S's SISSS on Instagram and on Twitter. So let's get into the journal prompts. The first one: do I say no when I want to say no? My answer is I don't always, but I'm learning that saying no is okay, and the people who love and respect me won't be mad at me, because I feel like that was always my big thing. If I say no to people, they're gonna feel away. They're not gonna love me anymore, and it's okay. Those who honor you will honor your boundaries. 2, do I accept behaviors and situations that I do not approve of? I used to sweep things underneath the rug just to keep the peace. I don't do that anymore because that hurts me in the long run, when I should have just held that person accountable for a fact. Number 3, do I spend more time with others than I prefer to? I do sometimes, even though I love my alone time. But if it was really ideal, even when my friends make plans with me, I could want to go, like, when they say yeah. Especially if it's, like, far away. Like, say if, like, one of my friends texts me, like, oh, you want to do this in a couple of weeks? And I'm going to say yeah. Because I actually do want to do it at that time they brought it up to me. But when that day comes, I don't want to do it. I don't even want to leave my house. It's like, no. I'm so introverted. And all my things are here. And it's like, it's ghetto. If I could go to a party and be like, hi people, and bye people, that would definitely be my mood for everything. Hi, bye, gotta go, gotta blast. That would definitely be me. But sometimes I feel like I overstay sometimes. But I overstay because I feel like sometimes, I just want to show face. I don't want people to talk shit, but it's okay. Especially when you want to protect your peace. I ain't doing that no more. Number 4, does my environment show me does my environment show my true self and make me feel whole? As I curate this space for myself, I go deeper and deeper in meeting parts of me that were there the whole time, but I was scared to show. I could truly say I'm on a journey to becoming whole. And that's true. Like, I'm on a journey. I feel like each and every day I'm healing. I'm doing my shadow work. And I'm becoming even more whole than I was like yesterday and the day before, weeks ago, months ago. And everything's a process. And we have to trust that process. And it's okay not to understand where you're going, but I also believe in divine timing. And I'm where I'm supposed to be. Even though it may not be where I want to be, but I'm where I'm supposed to be. And I'm trusting my process. So, this is my Making Fetch Happen segment. And basically, Making Fetch, I give flowers to the people who deserve them. Because I'm a firm believer, you're supposed to give people their flowers while they can still smell them. And today's Making Fetch Happen is dedicated to the witch bitches who read tarot, love crystals, who are in tune with themselves. I love you. I am one of y'all. And continue to do you and be you for your damn self, bitch. Like, I am here for that. And I love my witch bitches. And my sidekicks. I love y'all. And lastly, if you have or you need any advice from me, you can email me at slaysisspodcast@gmail.com. That's SLAYSISS podcast@gmail.com. Also, you can listen to my podcast on all podcast platforms on Monday at 9 a.m. and on YouTube at 9:30. And make sure you follow Slasis on social media. What are you doing? At SLAYSISS. That's Instagram, that's TikTok, that's Facebook, and Twitter. I just want to say thank you guys. I really do love y'all. And I really appreciate it that you guys take the time to listen to me. And I hope you guys have a great week. Set your intentions, because we create our days, we create our lives. And today's going to be a great week for all of y'all. So, I love you guys as much as I love myself. And thank you for riding with me. And this is just the beginning. The beginning. The beginning. All right. You guys have a great day. See y'all later.